Hey everybody, it's Val from Autistic Interpretations. I had a suggestion from somebody that I make a video about my top 10 favorite videos that I've ever made. So as of August 2023, these are some of my top favorite videos that I've made thus far. So I've got a note here to go by, and as I tell you what my favorites are, I'm going to put a little blip up here of my video to show you some moments to explain what the video is. So at the end of this video, I will post a link to a playlist that will include all of these videos I'm mentioning in one playlist. So stick around to the end. There will be a link to the playlist that shares the links to all these videos. Okay, so the first video that I want to share with you is one of my top 10 favorites, is Key Events and Interventions: What Led to Jessica Thriving Today. One of the reasons I like this video a lot is because it shares some of our history and how we got to where we are, and perspective, like where along the way some saw success. I viewed it as failure, and a lot of failure along the way. What I perceived as failure and I still perceive as failure led to where we are today, and it led to this path that we're on now, where things are actually so much better. Here's a little clip of this video. What do I attribute to Jess's thriving today? What interventions and events I think were key to this success? Well, when I read Saskia's comment, it just kind of made me really pause for a minute, because I thought to myself, have we succeeded? The second video that I wanted to share with you is called Multiple Disabilities: What Does It Mean, and How Many Does Jess Have? So in this video that I made a while back, a year or two ago maybe, I can't remember for sure, I talk about Jessica's multiple diagnoses, and I tell it in a linear fashion. It's like telling it like a story about her first diagnosis was at this time, and when her next one was, and the next one, and how they impact each other. And then the grand scheme of things, what it meant for her education and what it means for life. So here's a little clip from that video. It requires a whole team, a whole program to cover all the needs. And that's a challenge for the school systems. It's a challenge for the teachers. It's a challenge for the parents. In my third video of my top 10 favorite videos that I've made is a video called Communication Skills: Autistic Blind Conversations. So in this video, it was a typical day of Jessica and I running errands, being out and about. We end up going to my mother's house to visit. And it's just, we go by the post office, and I can't remember where else we go. But the reason that I really like sharing this video is it just shows it kind of just how things are on a regular basis. If Jessica and I were just in the car by ourselves, chit-chatting, nothing particular on our mind, nothing particular that we're talking about. And it kind of shows how she converses and how it mixes in with face pats and happy noises and singing and just questions and comments. I think it's interesting. And if you haven't seen it, you should go back and watch it, just to kind of see how conversation evolves with Jess. Here's a clip.
What in the world kind of dog can I get? Screaming mama.
Wow.
I wish you had enough money for a driving camper.
Okay, where are we going first?
P.O.
Off we go to the P.O.
Off we go to the P.O.
The fourth video I'm going to mention is a relatively new video that I did. And I did it in response to comments that I get that seem at times inappropriate and hurtful and full of misunderstanding. And so that's the approach I took when I answered these questions, was an approach of assuming, and I tell in the video what my assumptions are. I'm assuming that these comments come from a place of blank or a place of blank, and somebody, maybe they think this and maybe they think that. And so I use my assumptions on where the person might be coming from to answer their questions. And overall, it's a good educational video about teaching people that might have a misunderstanding of our efforts with Jessica over time. Here's a clip. Why don't you put Jessica in a group home? You have to do everything for her. Why does Jess eat with a spoon all the time? You can't teach her to eat the right way? Put her in a group home so she can learn stuff. Okay, this next video in my top 10, this is number 5 in my list. I don't necessarily have them in order of my favorites. This is one of my top favorites. You'll have to forgive quality. It's from years ago. I mean, like, Jessica was probably about 17 in this video, and she had finally been at a school where somebody was willing to teach her Braille. And in this video, she's practicing some of the Braille words that she had learned from this teacher. And she is so proud of herself. You can see it in her smiles and her dimples. And I was so proud of her. And one of the reasons this is one of my favorite videos is because it is an I can video. I said for years that she could. I knew she could. And so many people kept telling me, no, she can't, she can't, she can't, she can't. It's not worth our time. But she could. Take a look.
G-O-O-D. Good.
Good. Do the next one. Okay, in my next video on my list of my top 10, the 6th one that I have listed on here is, what can Jessica see? A cortical visual impairment example. And in this video, I give an extremely detailed explanation of Jessica's cortical vision impairment and where it came from, what caused it, what it means, how it impacts her, and what she can see and she can't see. I go into real specific details. Here's a short little clip of what you can see in this video if you haven't watched it yet. I really encourage you to watch it. It's a very educational video to help the world understand Jessica better, because way too often we have people say, wait, I thought she was blind. She can't be blind because she can see that. And even yesterday I answered a comment of somebody that said, wait, I thought she was blind. So this is the reason I made this video. Here's a clip. That's what most people, that's how they process information. Most people, the information comes in, crosses over, it goes to the visual cortex, and it says, oh, this is what you're looking at. So for Jessica, this is how it's different. That left side, visual cortex, is not there. So all the information from that left side doesn't exist. So in my 7th video of this series, I have listed, is it all about Jessica? A Q&A. I did this Q&A because people will occasionally comment, I thought this channel was about Jessica. Why are you posting things that aren't about Jessica? And they almost act offended that I'm posting things that aren't just about Jessica. And so in this video, I give a great explanation about why it's imperative that our videos are about the whole family, the family unit, the family well-being, family dynamics, because that is where you can see the big picture of the impact on our lives, on each other's lives. We all have our own issues that we deal with. And I think to not show the big picture is a disservice to everyone. And because it is very integrated and ingrained in everybody. So without including the whole family, the big picture is absent. Here's a clip from this video. So that's a common misconception about our page and about our purpose. So I kind of wanted to address that because that comes up a pretty good bit. I think some people get in a mode of thinking they're protecting Jessica. Number 8, 8th video in my top 10, is the effort worth it? So until I started reviewing my videos, I kind of forgot about this one that I made. It's about caring for the caregiver. When I ask, is it worth it? Is the effort worth it? I'm referencing my own personal struggles with doing stuff and going places. The effort to get out and go, the effort to do things. I talk about struggles I've had with depression, and also I think I touch on health issues, personal health issues, and anxiety, just different things like that. That often when I'm planning a trip and I'm having anxiety, or we're hitting bumps in the road on trips, I will sometimes feel like, why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Is it worth the effort? That's what this video is about. Here's a short clip. It's a hard thing to do. It's hard to do stuff and go places. It's hard for me, and I think it's hard for a lot of people. You know, I have lived with depression for a long time. I've lived with anxiety for a long time. I have been living with a autoimmune. Okay, the 9th video in my top 10. I had to include it just for fun. It's just fun. It's just a fun clip. It is from Vlogmas, couple years ago, maybe. I can't remember if it was a year and a half, 2 years ago. I think it was probably a year and a half. Hannah and I were doing a craft, and speaking of bumps in the road, we kept having bumps in the road in this craft, and what we thought would take us, you know, maybe an hour or less, took the entire day, but it was also filled with fun. And I've included this in my top 10 because every time I watch it, it makes me smile and laugh a little bit and remember what a fun time Hannah and I had making our cabbage tree. Here's a clip. Yo ho. I told you. Take 27. We got the ribbon. And finally, number 10 in my top 10 videos. This is from 2017. So this is really an older video. The quality is not that great. I filmed it on a GoPro knockoff, and it's in a waterproof case because we're in the water. And so the sound quality is not that great, but it's so much fun. And I like to include it in my top 10 because it shows Jessica at her pure joy, pure happiness that we get to live with most of the time. And it's what makes being around her so much fun. And we're in the ocean. She's riding the waves. She's spent some time riding the waves with Uncle Nathan, and she's just having a blast. I hope you enjoy it. Here's a clip.
Mom, get me. Oh gosh. Bad mama, watch out.
So I'd love to know what your top favorite is out of these that I've mentioned, or if you have another favorite that I didn't mention, please let me know in the comments below. I had fun reviewing all the videos to pick out my top 10, and Hannah was watching me do this and thought that she would enjoy also doing a top 10 sometime soon, so maybe watch for that. If you enjoy our videos and you haven't subscribed, please remember to subscribe. And also, if you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps us out and it helps the video. It helps you because it lets YouTube know what you like. If you want to be notified every time we publish a new video or go live, you can click the bell icon and YouTube will send you a message to let you know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.